This is the Illimitable Experience podcast. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Illimitable Experience podcast. If you're watching this video, like this video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do subscribe to the channel. We are posting great content regularly. Today we have as our guest Vishrut, who is a Garbha professor. Hi Vishrut, how are you?
Hello, Manan. I'm good. Thank you for having me over here. And very good morning from India.
Great. Vishrut, just before we start this, a few days ago, I was talking to another guest, and we were talking about what type of guest I usually talk to. And your name suddenly popped up because you have been talking for a while now. And I told that guy that one of my guests is a Garba professor. Okay. So he was really surprised to know ki, are you Manan, are you using the right term, ki Garba professor? I'm like, yeah, he teaches people how to play Garba. He makes money out of it, and his students respect him a lot. So he is a professor. So glad to know that we are doing this today.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Even I have heard about people have called me choreographer, actor, or a performer, but not a professor before. But thank you. I like that term more.
Wow. So, Vishrut, uh, how did you uh, get into teaching Garba? Where did it start?
Okay. So my dance journey is a long journey since I was 4.
Hmm.
But Garbha started for me in my first year of college, where I had to perform for a folk dance festival.
Hmm, hmm,
And
hmm.
happily, I got to know that the person who is choreographing the event is one of my teachers from when I was of age of 6 and 7. She's the same teacher choreographing for the folk festival, and it's a big folk festival. Folk thing is over here. It's a youth festival. It's a state level festival. It's a big thing over here. And if you win that competition, you get extra 10 marks for your final semesters. So it's like, yeah, I have to do this. And happen to know that folk was very easy for me as in general folk, and got to know Garba as a Gujarati. I used to love it, but I used to not play every time. Okay, because every time Garba used to come, we had exams and something coming up.
Hmm,
Then I realized that there is potential for me over there. There is a scope of improvement also.
hmm,
So in 2019, I joined a Garba group, so I can gel with people who know more about Garba, can explore Garba over there, can experiment with people, my body, anyone else's body, how Garba can evolve. So I realized over there that Garba has a lot of scope of evolving because no one has really experimented on it. What
hmm,
happens in folk dances in India, that folk dances means authentic dance forms, as in the dance forms that people have been doing since like ages and ages, the same step and everything keeps on going on and on. But
hmm,
many people don't believe in evolving those style, and many people do not believe that evolving can even help the style to grow, because that style has its own form and own level at a point in folk dance. Like Gujarati, there's Garba; Punjabi, there's Bhangra. So all these folk dance, like Maharashtrian, it's Koli dance, Lavani dance. It has its own same form since like long years. That's why I started to choreograph in Garba and got to know that I can even explore more because I had a long journey of dancing. So I really like to explore, experiment, and start something new in Garba.
hmm, hmm,
People
hmm.
liked it, so I started teaching.
Wow. Vishrut, you told me that you started your dance journey from the age of 4, which is probably, if you look at academics, usually kids are put into junior school. I mean, junior, क्या बोलते हैं, KG,
Junior
KG,
KG.
KG from 5th standard. But you started dance even before 1 year before doing that. So, what were the dance forms that you got involved in at such an early age?
Correct. So there was a company called TikTok, which started Tic Tac Toe. Sorry, which started over here. And my mom is like, "It's a nice dance company. It's nearby. You should go." I was like, "No, mom, they're all girls over there. I can't go at all." She pushed me in, and I got to know that it was not quite natural for me to move. And as kids, you don't come to know that you are a good dancer or not. It's just the appreciation that brings along with the way that you like, that you motivates you to dance. Like if you get appreciated, then you dance like more often. So I
Hmm.
was appreciated, and then they pushed me to level 2, level 3 over there. They started with Bollywood. Then later, a little bit of folk dance came. I gave my exams in very basic exams in folk dance.
Hmm.
Uh, then I started doing professional shows of Gujarati theaters, in which
Wow.
I had to act also and dance also. So there are like musical theaters over here. It used to happen before
Hmm.
COVID. Um, Something like Satvaro Shri Radhesham, Lagi Lagni Srinath Ji, Hanuman Pyare Ram Dulare. So these were the few production houses that I joined in my early school days age, which got me really into uh, culture in which I could see professional dancers performing and earning through it. So at a very early age, I got to know how this dance industry works, theater industry works, and I really enjoyed the process in early age.
Uh-huh. And what dance forms do you know after so many years? Like you have literally a majority of your life you have dedicated to dance. So what are the different dance forms that you know and you perform also?
Okay, so I will start from the beginning. I
Mm.
started with Bollywood. I did a little
Okay.
bit of folk. At in my fourth standard, I joined Shamak Dawar Institute.
Oh.
Over there, I started with contemporary. It's a shamak style, and it was very popular back then. All right,
Hmm.
so everyone used to rush over there, and all the kids used to go over there. So I did it for 4 years. I did shamak style contemporary and a little bit of jazz over there. Then I joined college. In college, I started with again folk dances, folk forms like kalbelia, kumar. I choreograph with my teacher. So
Hmm.
Kalbelia and Kumar are female-oriented dancing, but I love their style, so I wanted to learn. So I learned
Hmm.
that. Then I went to Garba, to uh, Rajasthani folk dance forms like Dandigar and everything. So this was my folk journey, and I started in my first year become a company called the Dance Works, where I train in contemporary, ballet, and jazz and urban for 2 years. And I got trained over there. So my basically main professional training happened in the Dance Works, where I was 18 and I
Oh,
joined the company. Yes.
wow. Wow.
My
That's
performance, yes,
yeah.
my performance wise, I have done a lot of styles. So I even have done tango because college gave me a lot of scope of performing. It gave me stage to experiment. So even if you're not trained, you could perform by learning it from someone or something. So I
Hmm.
performed Bharatnatyam. I performed ballroom like tango over there, uh, and many other styles. So after that, I came to know versatility is something that I can grab onto because I was good at grabbing different forms of styles really easily. That's why in
Hmm.
lockdown I started to learn a classical dance form called Kathak,
Hmm.
and I did it for more than 6 months over there.
Wow. I mean, this is something that I have noticed, right? Because my parents used to watch this Dance India Dance and the other, the reality show programs of dancing. And one word that that I would hear regularly, even if I wasn't watching this show, was adaptability and versatility. Like back then उसका मतलब समझ में नहीं आता था, but it was something like the word was usually used a lot. And like, okay, so it's like my perception was कि dancer को हर dance आना चाहिए, and it's like really great to know that you know so many dance forms. Uh, Vishrut, then if you know so many dance forms, is there any point in your performance at any given point in time you ever get confused कि मैं अगर ये डांस फॉर्म कर रहा हूँ तो मेरे से गलती से ये डांस फॉर्म हो गया ऐसा करके कभी हुआ है ऐसा परफॉर्मेंस के टाइम?
ऐसा कभी होता है परफॉर्मेंस के टाइम नहीं होता है, रिहर्सल के टाइम होता है. अभी इफ आई डू बैले फॉर लाइक 2 years back to back every day, and suddenly there is a performance, there is a competition of folk dance, all right. So if I start doing folk dance, my teacher will be like, तेरे में बहुत बैले आ रहा है, बहुत कंटेम्प्रेरी आ रहा है, because it's in your body since long, you have been training your body. If you're like, it's a hot mold, okay, you mold it into something else, and then
Right.
you tell it to become something else. It's difficult, but yes, slowly and steadily you groove into the style, and
Mm-hmm.
it takes time to jump from one style to another. It's not that easy, but it's fun for me. That's what triggers me to learn more. It's the hunger that I feel, that I want to learn something like this also, something like that also. It's fun.
So as a performer, you always look forward to such challenging situation in dances, or you focus more on innovation?
As a performer, I don't think as a choreographer, because I don't have to choreograph it. So
Hmm.
innovation doesn't come over there, creativity doesn't come over there. As a
Hmm.
performer, for me, it's all about reaching the audience. Uh, Whatever style I do, acting I do on stage, or I just did 4 performances of Kathak, same performances back to back. uh, all I think about is that how can I reach the last row of the audience while performing. So my performance being real on the stage, and uh, giving my best over there, style I'm performing. As a performer, I'm just an artist to the audience, and not a choreographer or a
Hmm.
style performer. I'm just an
Right.
artist. Artist covers a huge area than a
Spectrum.
dancer.
Hmm.
Yeah.
When you say you have to be real in your performance, what do you mean that you have to be a real performer?
Okay. I started my stage journey as a musical artist, where you have to act. You have given a character, and you have to live with it. So, if my character is Dawn and I have to dance on Dawn, I have to become Dawn for it. I have to have a character sketch of it. I need to know the background story of the character. I need to study the character that well, that the audience should not know that it's Vishrut who is performing and it's Dawn who is performing. So there should be a
Oh.
very good uh, understanding of the character. And the more you
Hmm.
perform, it's like camera. The more you perform in front of camera, the more normal it becomes for you, the more casual it becomes for you. So you keep
Hmm.
on improvising in front of camera. It's same on stage. You have stage fear when you go first time on stage, and then after doing like 200, 500 performances on stage, it becomes normal for a dance performer. And then you can evolve a character inside you to show that character to the audience. It's not about showing the character to the audience, it's about believing that you are the character more. Audience will get to
Hmm.
know. It's not your
Okay.
job for audience for to tell the audience that you are that character. I
Hmm.
So it's different is that Wish you're telling I am Dawn, or like I'm telling you I am Dawn, or rather
Hmm.
I'm telling myself I am Dawn. You'll get to know that it's like that.
Right. Right. Like
Character and
even the outfit will convey the message that you are the Dawn in this performance and not with words. Right. Hmm. So, Vishruti, you have been performing for such a long time. You have done the Gujarati plays also. Now, about Gujarati plays, देखो मैंने ज्यादा देखे नहीं है ओके बहुत काफी कम देखे हैं बट वन थिंग आई हैव नोटिस्ड इन जितना भी अब तक मैंने देखा है इज दैट कि जो गुजराती प्लेस होते हैं इट्स मोर फैमिली जो फैमिली का कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होता है ना उस पर बेस्ड होता है राइट सो what was how did you adapt to that part of the structure. Because as a performer, it's not easy to portray familial conflict in dance. तो वो कैसे किया था कि you started performing in Gujarati plays also?
Um, I did plays where I had to dance more than acting.
Hmm.
There were no. It was a musical, so you tell stories through music, and
Okay.
music helped me to draw the actions and character and perform. So every time I had to perform or do acting, I draw the inspiration from the music, from the instrument, rather than I have to deal with the situation, or I have to be an actor on the stage or something like that, because acting is difficult for me, to be very honest.
Hmm.
uh, और क्या होता है कि इतना रियाज नहीं होता एक्टिंग का, तो बट डांसिंग का तो होता ही है, तो
Hmm.
म्यूजिक से डिराइव होता है वो। और गुजराती प्लेस में मोस्ट प्रोबेबली जो मैंने किया है उसमें से इट्स मोर ऑफ god related, as in Krishna and all. So you have they tell you kathas of Krishna, like
Okay.
there is dancing, there is voiceovers in which you
Hmm.
perform. So it's more of an acting and dancing together rather than
Hmm.
family situations or something like that.
Got it. Got it. Well, that's a another niche that I haven't watched, but yeah, I can understand that there are प्लेस ऐसा, आई थिंक ओपेरा कैसा होता है जहाँ गा के पूरा हम स्टोरी सुना देते हैं, वैसे म्यूजिकली इज फुल डांस के थ्रू ही सब पूरा स्टोरी बता देंगे.
Yes.
इट्स रियली नाइस.
Yes.
So now you
Yes.
have for this college part, right? You said that right from college, when you got this opportunity to perform at this big, what do you say, competition, national competition, is when you realized कि गरबा में ऐसा कुछ कर सकते हैं. So how, what is this competition and ये कहाँ पे होता है ये? Because I haven't heard of it.
Okay. So Youth Folk Festival is a national level folk festival in India of college level, in which
Hmm.
numerous college throughout India comes to perform. So it starts with zonal level, as in you do inter college. In Maharashtra, there are zones, Mumbai, this and this. In Mumbai, there are two zones, in
Hmm.
which half colleges of Mumbai comes to zone A and half the colleges goes to zone B. Out of
Hmm.
them, they are selected. You go to state level. Then you get selected into national level. But
Hmm.
we only participated in college level festivals. Um, it was a big thing because there were really good choreographers coming up with really good choreographies from colleges all over Mumbai, and we could see a numerous of folk styles that we haven't seen in our life. Folk मुंबई जैसे सिटी में folk dances देखना बहुत difficult हो जाता है. You do not live in Rajasthan or Gujarat where you can see folk happening left and right of you. It's
Hmm.
very difficult to see because folk is a religion form. It's not a classical form.
Hmm.
तो
Hmm.
folk ऐसा मुंबई में तो बहुत सारे religions हैं एक साथ, तो
Hmm.
ऐसे you don't see people doing lamni, you don't see people doing garba, you don't see people doing घूमर कालबेलिया or anything. तो उधर देखा, उधर बहुत बहुत exposure मिलता था. It happens in different places every year. I don't know if it happened in lockdown period, but it was one of the best experiences I ever had performing,
Hmm.
because it was really we had to go through a 1.5 month of rigorous training in that folk form to get that folk form in the body that it looks authentic.
Wow.
Yeah.
So wow, that's quite a dedication that you have to show to this competition as well. So this competition that you're talking about, वो मतलब was it like an individual thing या ये group में करना होता है participate?
Group folk dance is always done in groups,
अच्छा.
and
Wow.
every one of us used to get attendance from the college. The college did support a lot. My college, NM
Hmm.
college, we had
Hmm.
a vice principal who was a theater artist, very
अच्छा.
renowned theater artist in Gujarati theaters. So
हाँ
she
हाँ.
always believed in cultural programs and all. She always used to push us. And that's
Oh,
how we got so much stage. So during my college days, a year, I had to take a year of gap because of my back issue. And I had no idea what to do in dancing during that period. So she gave me opportunity to even choreograph for the college, being in the college.
wow.
So that's how I started my choreographing journey, and I got really confident with it. So
Mm-hmm.
after the college stopped, I could start my journey as a choreographer while performing, which is going on right now. But
Wow. That's really great. I mean, see, one of the thing is the every college has a lot to offer in terms of opportunities, right? But the only thing is attendance has always been an issue with most of the colleges, or should I say all of the colleges. But to get this amount of support, where even the vice principal is, has shown faith, that's really commendable from the colleges part. Because कभी कभी क्या होता है, कॉलेज में अपॉर्चुनिटीज है करने के लिए, ठीक है, बट उसको सपोर्ट करने के लिए अटेंडेंस वाले जो प्रॉब्लम होता है उसके साथ कोई डील नहीं करता. And that is how I believe your journey to becoming a Garba professor started. So what was
yes,
the different, you said that okay, ये जो folk dance होता है वो काफी, it does not involve a lot of change, right? इसमें ज्यादा कुछ innovation कर नहीं सकते. तो what is the different thing that you did which gave you the hope कि अच्छा नहीं, अभी मैं इसको आगे जाके सिखा भी सकता हूँ दूसरे लोगों को with my own, with other dance styles or anything.
Garba, I have done ballet for 7 years,
Hmm.
and Garba and all other folk form, because ballet is a classical form. It's said that if you do any classical form, then you can pick up any dance other form which are non-classical very easily. So Garba mein
Hmm.
bhi spins bahut hote the. If you have seen
Hmm.
Garba, there are a lot of spins. So it was
Right.
very easy for me to spin because I've done ballet for 7 years. So when I started Garba, people were like, "You can do 8 spins." I was like, 8 spins is very normal for me. I can do 60 if you want. And so it was very easy for me to innovate in Garba. Very easy for me to experiment in Garba, doing sitting spins, doing jumping spins, and doing something other step. Um, so I started Garba with doing a lot of jumps, a lot of spins. Then I went into the authentic form of Garba, learning it from teachers. Uh, then I got to know that there are a lot of songs in Garba which you can perform in front of the camera. So normally Garba circle में होता है, but कोई
Hmm.
individual Garba नहीं करता, 15-20 जन के साथ करता है. But
Correct.
then I thought that no, I can do an individual Garba. So I started once in lockdown. I told my
Hmm.
dad to hold the camera and I will perform
Hmm.
Garba in front of him. So I
Wow.
choreographed in a way that I go to and fro, right and left, but I
Hmm.
stay straight in the camera. I don't go in circles. And I tried to do a choreography on it. So Garba is mainly not a choreography. Garba में क्या होता है, लोग एक step करते हैं, people copy the step and they go ahead. They do the same
Right.
step for like half of the song and they do another step for the half of the song. ऐसा.
Hmm.
So I innovated with a lot of steps inside it. Um, of course, the first company that I joined also had a lot of vocabulary inside me. So I took it from there. I innovated more steps. I made it more innovative, a little bit difficult also. So I could enjoy it. And I added more spins to it, more jumps to it, reverse jumps and everything that people haven't
Hmm.
seen. So it became popular really fast. People like to love to watch people performing in front of the camera Garba and doing something different that people haven't seen before. It dances something like that. If you crack something that people haven't seen before, then
Hmm.
you will be loved by the social media and everyone around. So that what happened
Oh,
to me in Garba, and that what motivated me to choreograph more. And
wow.
I'm on my journey to choreograph more. And Garba is coming soon, so I have to start my choreography and keep all my projects aside. Yes, and do something.
Uh, Vishrut, one of the most important things that I've realized in my personal experience over the past 2 years is ये जो word integration होता है ना, integration, it carries a lot of value. क्या हो जाता है कि we humans are naturally subjected to bias कि अच्छा ये है. But when you integrate something, when you mix two things, two different things, the byproduct of those two things is just amazing, and that is what I have noticed over here as well कि गरबा लोग करते थे, right? And there are people who are huge fans of गरबा. वो हमें दिखता ही है कोरा केंद्र में, फाल्गुनी में, सब जगह दिखते हैं, लोग पागल है. बैले जो है व्हाट यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इज समथिंग दैट इंडिया में इतना पॉपुलर नहीं है, राइट? बट व्हेन यू इंटीग्रेटेड both of the dances, the byproduct that came out of it really क्या बोलते हैं, attracted a lot of eyes. And that is something I have always been fascinated with. Like, even if you see the logo behind me right now, it is an integrated logo. You see on this side is a younger lion, and on this side is an elder lion. So integration is like balance zaruri hai ye cheez mein, because you can't lean too much into one side. It's really great, man. So that is that is your innovation to Garba with the ballet. And how many people have learned this art from you now after you have started teaching people?
Okay, so I guess more than 80, or I have gone to places to choreograph it, where
Hmm.
I had to teach Garbha to hundred of people, where I do music videos and movie choreographies, in which I had to teach to a larger crowd, but authentic from the beginning of it to like level 2, level 3. There will be around 50 of dancers that I've taught Garbha from the base. So when I started teaching about Garbha, I also had to learn a lot about Garbha from the basic of it. How did Garbha came up? What is
Hmm.
Garbha? What is the meaning of Garbha and everything?
Hmm.
Yes, I would love
Okay.
to share if you would want to
Yes,
know.
I was. That was the my. You said level 2 और level 3. मतलब ये क्या होता है? मतलब गर्भ सीखने में भी ऐसा levels होते हैं क्या?
So yes, the first company that I joined had a breakup of Karwa levels where I was
अच्छा.
teaching in the company. तो कैसा
Hmm.
होता है, पहले rhythm and spins होते हैं, बाद में sitting होते हैं, बाद में barrels होते हैं, और then you try to mix up everything and form your own style. पहले authentic गरबा सिखाते हैं, what is the footwork of the गरबा and everything. Then you go
Hmm.
on and on with the music, different kinds of music that are played everywhere, and
Hmm.
how to do 2 3 steps at a time, how to do a combination of 2 3 steps together and everything. Yes,
Hmm. And
that's
what
how
is the
like
history of गरबा? ये गुजरात से ही origin हुआ है या इसका कुछ अलग story है जो लोगों को पता नहीं है?
there. So when I researched about it, read a few articles, and in books and everything, I came to know a lot about Garba, which no one knew, or no
Hmm.
one even in, like, when I was learning, no one came like told me. So I was very happy to know everything about it almost, and I'm very sure that there are many things that I've missed. But yes, Garba originates from Gujarat. uh, Garbha means Garbha. Garbha means womb, the stomach of a
You
pregnant lady, Garbha.
correct.
And there are many sayings of Garbha that during Garbha, Mataji. So Garbha is played during Navratri, and
Hmm.
Navratri is a 9-day festival.
Hmm.
uh, Mataji formed 9 different forms to fight with evils, and she won over it after 9 days of war, having 9 different forms. So we worship all the 9 forms of Mataji, doing fast and playing Garba for each of the forms of Mataji for 9 days. That's why it's Navratri, during the night. Nav means 9, Ratri means during the night. Um, because Garba started as a form with keeping Mataji in the center of the circle, and
Hmm.
they forming a circle to dance. So I was very curious to know why it was a circle and not something else or not forward. Why always a circle? So I came to know that like the fetus is in the center of the stomach and the stomach is round.
Hmm.
That's why they keep the murti of Mataji in the center and they form a circle around it, forming the fetus is in the center and the stomach is round. And they travel in a clockwise direction, showing the circle of life. It's a life cycle. So
Oh,
our life revolves around Mataji, and that much importance they give it to a pregnant woman giving birth to a child. And
wow.
in Gujarat, it's a very big celebration if a female is born. They say that Mataji Ghare Padharya Cha.
Hmm.
Yes, correct. So it's a very big festival where even in old age, like old times, whenever a female is born, they used to play Garba every time. And they used to not dress up and everything. They just had Murti in center and they start doing Garba on streets. Till date, when I went to Gujarat, when I went to my hometown, Surendranagar, I saw people doing Garba on streets and doing just one step for like half an hour, 1 hour, and they still enjoy it, not wearing any fancy clothes or anything, or having
Hmm.
live music or anything, but still it was so pure for them. It was a thing that even great grandmothers used to come and do. So it's a tradition going on and all, and it's very normal for them. Rather than over here, we don't put murti of Mataji in the center. We put chappals and everything in the center.
Chappals.
We have no idea why we doing it, and there is not even a single authentic step that we do in everywhere, or even the music played is now Bollywood in Navratri. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, then
you
this
don't
is
come to know.
something.
You don't
And
come to
this
know
is
when you're in Mumbai. Sorry. Yes.
right, right. Uh, yeah, this is something I got to know today. Okay, the explanation that you gave, why it is called Garba. This is something I got to know today. Like I was aware कि नवरात्रि का मतलब क्या होता है कि 9 दिन रात के, and each day is win of good over evil. But thank you for explaining this. So Vishrut, you said that each 9 days of this Navratri is a हर एक क्या बोलते हैं is a different
Form.
reincarnation of Mataji, form of Mataji, right? तो ये जो कलर्स का जो सिग्निफिकेंस है, एवरी नाउ दिस 9 days का 9 अलग अलग कलर, तो इज देयर सम कोरिलेशन विद द कलर्स दैट पहनते हैं कि
Nahi.
ये दिन?
So I asked this to a friend who is a very big believer of Mataji. That why
हम्म.
do we have like all this different colors and all. They're like, I have never heard. She is from Gujarat, and she has
हम्म.
never heard of people wearing different colors on different day. It's just that she had this concept that it can be this, it can start like this. माता जी को हम जो साड़ी पहनाते हैं जिस
हम्म.
कलर का, टू गिव डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स ऑफ माता जी एवरी डे, वही कलर का हम कॉस्ट्यूम पहने तो ज्यादा ऐसा बिलीफ आए उनमें कि ज्यादा उन लोग को ऐसा लगे कि हाँ हम भी वही कलर का पहनेंगे जो कलर का माता जी को धारण किया है वस्त्र.
हम्म.
तो maybe it started from there, or it's just a fun tradition in Mumbai right now to wear something different color on different days. But yeah, there is no religious content to it,
हम्म.
according to me.
अच्छा.
If there
Got it.
is, I would love to know, but abhi tak to I haven't reached over there. Even
हम्म.
there are stories behind each 9 days, but still I'm reading about it recently, but
हम्म.
not have come to a conclusion where I can say it in the
Says
podcast.
right. Yes, this is something that you rightly pointed out कि जो मुंबई का जो नवरात्रि है, is really different from what people do in Gujarat or in other states if they are, celebrating. And the color wala now that you're saying, even I am recalling things कि जब भी मैं कभी एक कोरा केंद्र गया था या फाल्गुनी गया था, ओके, लोग वहां पे कैसे आते थे, जीन्स पहना हुआ, समझ लो लड़के, लेट्स टेक एग्जाम्पल, लड़के का, लड़के ने जीन्स पहना हुआ होता है और जो दिन का जो असाइंड कलर रहता है वो पहना रहता है। लड़कियां कुछ आती थी वो चनिया चोली और उसमें आती थी। बट अगर मैंने कोई कोई मेरा जो दोस्त है वो गुजरात में रह रहा है एंड उन्होंने नवरात्रि के टाइम पे स्टोरी डाला है, तो एवरी वन इज यूनिफॉर्मली ड्रेस्ड, सबने वो चनिया चोली या वो पहना है। वो लड़के लोगों ने भी वो जो क्या बोलते हैं, वट एवर द ड्रेस इज
area.
कॉल्ड, हाँ वो पहना है। तो उसमें यूनिफॉर्मिटी, उसमें ऐसा नहीं था कि ये दिन का ये कलर है तो आज वो पहनेंगे, 9 के 9 दिन वो पहनते हैं। This is something that I wanted to point out. But glad you made me point out because ये क्या है, कॉमन ऑब्जर्वेशन है, बट हम लोग ने कभी रियलाइज नहीं किया कि अच्छा इतना डिफरेंस हो सकता है दोनों नवरात्रि में।
There's a
Right.
lot of difference. In Mumbai, we play every time. If you have played much in Mumbai, we always go in clockwise direction in the circle. Okay,
Hmm.
but everywhere in Gujarat and Rajasthan where Garbha is played, we go in anti-clockwise direction. They never go in clockwise direction. The authentic step called Dodyu
Hmm.
in Gujarat, we don't do it in Mumbai. No one does it in Mumbai. I guess only the elder who knows
हाँ.
do it in Mumbai, which is authentic. मतलब normal 6 step होता है डोडियो,
Hmm.
वो भी मुंबई में कभी नहीं देखा है मैंने लाइफ में. मैं खुद गुजरात जाके सीखा है वो. It's like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So wherever
But,
I teach in Mumbai, I have to teach according to Mumbai artists. I can't teach according to Gujarat. But yes,
hmm.
I so wanted to learn different things about Garbha that I went to Gujarat when I was choreographing for music videos and everything. Due to my creativity, I got the project. Then I came to know that there are a lot of authentic steps and styles which I don't know, which I
Hmm.
learned from the students over there. So I learned Talwar Ras from there. So Mahir community in Gujarat, they were warriors, and they because they were warriors, they said that they used to play Garbha. Everyone has different time of playing Garbha.
Hmm.
There are warriors who play after winning the war. There
Hmm.
are road construction people who after even constructing the road, डामर लगा के बाद गरबा खेलते हैं. That's
अच्छा.
called tipney. There are people who play golf. There are different types. I'll explain. But Mahir community, let me continue. So
Hmm.
they said that if the sword is a part of us during the war, it has to be a part of us during the celebration. So they started playing Garba with swords.
Oh.
So they started doing tricks and everything with the swords. So if you have
Oh.
seen, there is a video on my Instagram where I learned swords and then I started to do choreograph with swords, flipping it around and doing tricks with it. And it was really nice learning it.
Wow.
So it's
This
like that.
this is this is so, I mean, mind blowing. I mean, दो स्टेट्स इतने नेबरिंग स्टेट्स है लेकिन गरबा खेलने में इतना डिफरेंस है कि मुझे भी आज ये पता चल रहा है, बिकॉज आई एम नॉट ह्यूज गरबा प्लेयर, तो मुझे ज्यादा पता नहीं है, तो बहुत कम गया हूं मैं। बट डैम मैन, दिस इज ह्यूज डिफरेंस, नॉट अ माइन्यूट डिफरेंस। वाओ। तो ये यू केप्ट ऑन सेइंग ये ऑथेंटिक स्टेप्स, तो ये ऑथेंटिक स्टेप्स है क्या गरबा के, मतलब आर देयर लाइक कुछ लाइक डांस फॉर्म में कैसा कुछ होता है कि ये जो 6 पैटर्न्स है वो ही एक फिक्स्ड ट्रेडिशनल है, या उससे ज्यादा कुछ एक्स्ट्रा है, ऐसा कुछ है?
So hmm, Garba started with a group of women coming together and trying to clap on the rhythm of the dole.
हम्म.
They formed a pattern with this. They had to turn with the circle. They had to turn in the circle. So
हम्म.
they form a pattern with their feet. That's why Dodu came up. Now Dodu is done as 6 step Dodu and 8 step Dodu, 12 step
हम्म.
Dodu. So the first 6 step Dodu is just right, left, right, left, right, left, going towards the anti-clockwise direction. But
Hmm.
trust me, no one from Mumbai can do it, except the old age people who knows what is Garba. And
Okay.
even I was confused because it's very natural to them, because their great grandmothers have been doing it for every year since they are born. So everyone from Gujarat doesn't feel Dodu is something, to learn. No one learns how to speak in Gujarati. So no one learns how to do Garba in Gujarat. Everyone knows from their, it's like a birthright for them. Everyone knows how to play Garba. There isn't
Wow.
a single person in Gujarat that doesn't know how to play Garba or Dodu. Trust me.
Wow.
Yes. So it's that is authentic. That is what I call as authenticity, means it has been coming since 100, 200 years down, with starting if 5,000 years back when Krishna Ras happened, how
Hmm.
Krishna started playing dandiyas. Dandiyas is another form in Garba, in Navratri, that people, so dandiya also came up with, like, there were swords, but people who do not want to use swords or something, they use dandiyas, they use
Done
sticks.
this.
They click sticks with each other. And of course, Krishna and Ras Leela, it started from that long, that dandiya came up and people started playing with dandiyas. There people
Hmm.
started playing with cloths. So there is a bunch of cloths tied up in one sequence, and each and every one in the circle takes one cloth out of it. They tie in their left
Oh.
hand,
Hmm.
and
Hmm,
right
hmm.
hand they have dandiyas, and they go tangling with each other. They tangle to form a nice design up, because it keeps on tangling, it comes down, there's a nice tangle design formed once they keep
Hmm.
on tangling in the circles, clockwise, anti-clockwise, going in and out. And then they do the same thing opposite, so they turn reverse, the whole cloth untwines again,
Oh.
and it's very beautiful. It's called golf, and all these things are missing in Mumbai.
In
And
Mumbai.
uh, I really feel like, being a Gujarati, thank God that I know about these. It's very precious for me to know. Yeah.
ये आई थिंक मुंबई का कैसा है पता है कि मुंबई में ना हर एक चीज को कैपिटलिज्म हम डाल के ही रहेंगे हर चीज में। या बिकॉज इतने सारे डाक इतना ब्यूटीफुली अगर हो रहा है तो लोग सीख नहीं रहे, बट लोगों को ये पता नहीं, लेकिन सीखने के लिए लोग क्लासेस जा रहे हैं कि हमें थोड़ा बहुत सिखा दो करके। अगेन उसमें भी पीपल स्टार्ट मेकिंग मनी एंड एवरीथिंग। वाओ, बट यू आर टेकिंग रियली यू आर गोइंग बियॉन्ड द टेकिंग क्या बोलते हैं, अ स्टेप बियॉन्ड द नोन। कि ऐसा नहीं है कि बस खाली क्लासेस चालू कर दिया, थोड़ा बहुत सिखा दिया, लोग खुश, तो लोग इतना कर लेंगे गरबा में खुश। You're going beyond the understanding of your own capacity and trying to know more things. That is really, a sign of a good teacher कि नहीं मैं बस लोग स्टूडेंट्स को और भी दूंगा करके, इतना नहीं है कि जो सिखाया उतना ही। I'll go beyond my own knowledge and try to learn more also, and so that you could teach them. That's really great, man. And अबाउट योर क्लासेस, या अभी तक जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स को सिखाया गरबा अभी तक, हाउ मेनी स्टूडेंट्स हैव यू टॉट इन टोटल?
In classes, so my whole motive of Garba was not teaching Garba, but to first perform Garba, to first know Garba, to innovate in Garba, to choreograph in Garba. So I started with teaching, where I
Hmm.
taught around maybe 100 kids,
Hmm.
uh, adults, and everyone, to know whatever basic I wanted to teach and everything, to
Hmm.
advanced level choreographies and everything. I have taught a lot of people online in lockdown. So I
Wow.
used to take workshops in which 80 people used to join from all around the world to learn choreographies and everything. It was a nice time during lockdown. So I had
Wow.
to take Zoom calls, meeting, and everything. I used to just perform one choreography, post it online, and then take workshops of it.
Hmm.
And that was my income during lockdown. So I I was very obliged to um, start something like that. It was new for me, but yes, I started teaching. Then I came to know that I want to more choreograph in Garba than teach, because I want to keep on creating new things rather than sticking to the authentic and teaching authentic. I
Mhm.
wanted to experiment, so I started choreographing for music videos. I did music videos of Kinjal Dave, which is a renowned artist in Garba industry in Gujarat, Ahmedabad.
Mm.
I recently did a movie with Nusrat Bharucha. I choreographed a Garba sequence over there. The movie will come in January 23.
Nusrat Bharucha, matlab the actress who works with like
That,
Sonu ke the
yep,
tit
yep,
what is the
yep.
name नाम नहीं आ रहा है, but you get the movie right, वो कार्तिक आर्यन के
Correct.
साथ है वो वाला.
Karthik.
Yeah,
Correct,
I
correct,
got it,
correct.
get it. Oh wow, was it's really great, man. So you have taught so many students, and uh, and even in lockdown, if you're teaching Zoom meeting के through या whatever Google Meet you're using, तो लोगों को समझता था ये steps कैसे करने हैं?
It was tasking. मैंने जो कथक सीखा था ना online, जिसके
Hmm.
पास है, he used a method of switching the camera, because right left का बहुत problem होता है अभी. If I tell this is
हाँ,
my right hand, if I don't tell you this is my right hand, you will pick up your left hand right now.
correct.
Correct. So there was a third party app. I forgot the name of the third party app. Uh, but yes, that app helped to switch the Zoom video. So it became
Oh.
really easy for me to teach facing the people. I didn't have to turn my back around and teach and then turn again to watch. So it became really easy for me. If you need it,
Wow.
I will let you know if you want to listen.
Sure. After the meeting, we can, you can tell this. So, and you have been doing a great job. Taught so many students, taking the extra step to learn and upgrade your skills as well. ये ये मैंने ना मीम में देखा है, लाइक ये काफी स्टीरियोटिपिकल बात है, बट ये मैंने देखा है कि जब भी नवरात्रि आता है तो लोग क्या बोलते हैं कि गुजराती लोगों का कार्डियो करने का दिन आ गया, कि गरबा इस कार्डियो 9 दिनों में इतना कार्डियो होगा. बट ऑन अ सीरियस नोट, ठीक है, वो तो ठीक है, लाइटर नोट पे हम हंस लेते हैं, फ्रेंड्स को फॉरवर्ड कर देते हैं. ऑन अ सीरियस नोट, ये जो गरबा करते हैं हम, ठीक है, हाउ मच उसके like how much of equivalence does it have with an exercise? कितना कैलोरीज बर्न होता है, या व्हाट आर द बेनिफिट्स, कुछ हार्ट का कुछ ज्यादा, व्हाट एवर द साइंस है जो तुम्हें पता होगा, बट वो क्या है?
If you tell me about authentic Garba, people don't usually sweat
ओके.
if you play authentic Garba, because it's not much of spins, not much of jumping over there. I've seen people playing in Vadodara. Where how do they play? Is that there is Mataji ka Murti in the center. There's a small circle, and equivalent to that circle, the big, the circle goes bigger, and there are a total of 5,000 people dancing together.
5,000 people?
Yeah, if you
My
see, the
god.
biggest Asia's biggest Garba circle is in Vadodara, United Ways of Baroda. There are 3,000 to 5,000 people dancing together, doing the same. The biggest circle will do the same step. You have to coordinate with them, or else you will have to step out of the circle. And it's not like you have to step out means you cannot stay in the whole ground if you do not know the step. It's very
Got it.
easy to get it. It's
Mhm.
very easy to get it. But the vibe over there is so different that even if you do the same step 10,000 times for that 2 hours, you won't feel bored, because of the
Wow.
music, because of the rhythm, because of the people dancing with you, the dress they wear, the amount of belief they have while playing is so
Hmm.
authentic that you won't feel that I've come to a place which is boring or something. But in Mumbai, yes, people, I have seen classes, Garba cardio classes. There is Garba
Hmm.
fitness classes, aerobics classes, Garba. And trust me, it's there in Gujarat also. Because people relate to Garba so much over there that people do everything with Garba over there. So if you
Acha.
have to do something Zumba, there is Zumba Garba over there. Even in
Oh
Gujarat,
my God, Zumba Garba also. Oh,
there
jeez.
is. Yeah,
क्या
yeah, yeah.
बात है
So,
यार.
practically speaking, yes, scientifically, there is a lot of cardio happening when you play Garba because you pick your legs, you sit down, you do squats, you jump up. You have a lot of leg movement, which is not usual in other dance forms. You have there is a lot less of upper body, but there is a lot of bending. So in Garba, people bend a lot while playing. So the movement of the body is a lot while playing. So it opens up to spaces, muscles that you haven't used in your normal life. So that's why it's really nice to, play Garba and exercise. It becomes a type of exercise. So usually when I play Garba, because there are a lot of spins and jumps happen around, I usually lose around 5 to 7 kgs easily in those 15 days where I practice and I dance. 5 kgs is like easy to lose during Navratri. So I am quite happy that Navratri is coming by. It's a very easy
Wow.
way of decreasing weight because you play for like 4 hours. You don't feel the stress of playing for 4 hours. Even if you start sweating in the first 15 minutes, you keep on playing for the 4 hours. Nothing stops. You start tearing up your feet. Your skin comes off. There are boils. There are scratches all over, but you don't feel the pain because the music is. You get you get
Pumped.
in the belief. No, it's about the feel that music itna close hota hai khud se, uh, because we are Gujaratis and Garba music is Gujarati. It hits you like if you listen to an English music and if you listen to a Bollywood music, what hits you more is Bollywood music because you can understand it very well. Well, if it's Gujarati, it hits us really well. So we don't feel tired while playing on it or dancing on it. Like,
Hmm. Makes sense. So whenever you go to play Garba, yeah, when you go to teach Garba, तो जैसे स्पोर्ट्स में कैसा पहले वार्म अप होता है, फिर एक्सरसाइज होती है, फिर कूल डाउन होता है, सो ये पूरा करना पड़ता है.
yes. Garba needs warm up, needs thigh warm up, needs spiral warm up, needs back bend a lot before starting, or else you'll have a hard time. Most of us have a hard time because Navratri में क्या जाते हैं और चालू हो जाते हैं. We don't warm up or something like that, but it's very necessary to warm up. Warm up has been a part of my life because not doing a warm up has caused me a huge back problem. So before ballet classes, I used to not warm up, and in after 2 years of training in dance folks, I got slip disc, major slip disc. So I had to stop dancing for a year, which was a good thing for me because I started doing choreographies and everything. But yes, I had to stop training, and from there, my ballet body did not stay for a while, and that's why I had to, learn other forms to stay in the industry to get more work in the industry.
It's a smart decision to transition from being a student to being the choreographer. And uh, Vishrut, you know so many art forms, right? Even ballet, which is something considered to be a more feminine art form, right? You know that art form as well, and not only know, you are doing it for 7 years. So have you ever gotten a chance to go international, go to other countries to perform your performance with group or even a solo?
Uh, Firstly, ballet was initiated by a man
Okay.
in 1940s, I guess. I'm not sure. There was a circus happening, okay, and there was a man who used to jump a lot. He was a joker in the circus, and he used to love jumping, okay.
Okay.
And I guess he started to choreograph sequences in which there are a lot of jumps and a lot of turns, and that's how ballet inaugurated.
Acha. Wow, I
So
never knew that because मेरे लिए obviously because मैं वैसा art form करता नहीं, so my presumption was कि this is a feminine art form, and if that is the thing कि if it has been invented by a man, so there are many art forms like one of ballet है, one the contemporary dance है जो तो which you told in the beginning of the conversation. तो ये करने में how do men usually feel when it is a presumption कि ये feminine art form है, बट जब भी मेन करते हैं तो दे हैव टू चेंज द वे ऑफ देयर स्टाइल, तो हाउ डू मेन फील डूइंग सच डांस फॉर्म्स टुडे अडैप्ट वेरी क्विकली या इट टेक्स अ टाइम?
so feminine dance forms. Um, Ballet is not one of them.
Okay.
Ballet in for female and male. Ballet is a couple dance also. Ballet can be done individual also. Men comes in ballet when there is couple dancing. When the female, so it started with a, I will give you an example of Swan Lake. It's a very big piece in the world. Swan Lake is done in New York City and everywhere in the world, in France and everywhere, in a huge scale, where the female has to do jumps, has to do turns and everything, and men give them support and men show their jumps and tactics. So first the male comes, he is the hero, he is the lover, so he jumps around, he turns around, and when the female comes, he is always with the female. So when the female wants to jump, he picks the female up, he puts the female down, and the female turns and he holds the female when the female wants to stop. So that's so ballet for men can be more masculine. It doesn't have to be feminine. You don't have to do it in the feminine way unless you want to do it. Feminine styles are like if you want to get a familiar touch. So I believe each and every human has a female and a male inside them. It's just that my male the percentage of my male masculine what say
Energy.
everything is more, its energy is more. That's why I look like a man, and I have body parts which is manly, but equally there, if I want to grab the female side of who I am and want to dance like a female or act like a female, I can easily do it if I really practice it well. So if I have to do forms like heels, I have even tried dancing on heels, which is jazz. It can be done in a familiar way if you want to, and it looks really good. And it's just that you have to accept yourself, and you don't have to think what others think in mainly in India. That's why I'm on a journey of even getting international dance forms to India to educate people about that ballet is not done by female. There's a difference between belly dancing and ballet. In India, the amount of knowledge is less, and everywhere outside India, I've gone to perform a lot outside India. I've done 21 shows in France. I've done
Wow.
4 shows in Dubai Expo this year. I have done musicals over there. It was a Bollywood musical. We choreographed over here, and we took the whole crew over there to perform in France for 44 days. Over there, I joined a lot of classes. I did a lot of workshops over there, and I came to know that people over there outside India, everywhere, jazz and ballet is the classical form. Like we have Kathak and Bharatanatyam over here. That's jazz and
Okay.
ballet over there. People at age of 3, 4 start doing ballet over there. So it's very normal for them, even boys and girls. It's not
In
like
France, you're
girls
talking about, right?
everywhere outside India.
Wow.
People,
And
if your kid is interested in dancing, there are dance schools over there which teaches jazz and ballet as the most classical, the basic of dance over there.
wow, that's amazing. I mean, I have no words to describe this entire this scenario that you have painted for me. But since you have been there, you can tell more about it. Okay, ये jazz or ballet dance is
Ballet.
common over there. Ballet is common. When you perform folk dances like Garba hai वहाँ पे, so how are they receptive to such dance forms? Very
Uh,
much.
In China, when the whole team went to China for 3 months. Over there, people are not much appreciable. They don't stand up and clap in joy. But of course, they loved Indians performing over there. In France, when I went over there, people loved it. There were not even a single Indian over there watching our show,
Mm.
but they all are big fans of Bollywood, big fans of people seeing. They love the energy so much because the classical forms abroad are not much energetic. They don't give so much of energy. They don't throw out so much of energy and emotions. So when I see
Mm.
international dancers dancing in India and me going abroad and dancing with them, there is a very prominent difference in the emotions that we connect through our music. I don't see over there, and even they feel the difference. I've seen ballet dancers who are much more trained than me coming over here and performing with me, but they still do not feel the confidence in front of when we dance, because the emotions that we throw, the energy that we
Mm.
throw during our performance is much, much less than they even expected. So they have never seen people getting emotional while dancing so much.
Wow.
That's a thing which I have learned. I mean, the emotions that we generate while dancing, it's not normal over there. It's very difficult for them to grab if they're a classical ballet form, and they are not so versatile enough to catch other forms. They are not comfortable enough. So when they see us perform, they are like, wow, this is incredible, and this is not something, you get to do it every day. So they become very emotional while doing, like, wow, this is something unseen and something that they would love to do it.
Right. Strangely enough, क्या ये जो हमारा जो इंडियन आर्ट फॉर्म्स है, एनी आर्ट फॉर्म यू टेक, बाहर उसका जो रिसेप्शन है, इट इज वेरी हाई. लोगों को बहुत पसंद आता है, बिकॉज आई वाज टॉकिंग टू, आई मीन आई हैव रिकॉर्डेड एन एपिसोड विद एन इंटरनेशनल मलखम प्लेयर like 2 weeks ago, and he has performed in Georgia, Poland, Austria, Southeast Asian countries such as Thailand, Bangkok, um, जापान फॉर दैट केस. तो वहाँ के यहाँ के जो सब लोग हैं, they love art forms very much. And it's really strange कि बाहर वाले countries जो, they value our culture so much कि when Indians go and perform there, they are there to support us. And Malcolm obviously is something, and कि sorry, Malcolm is something which is not so prominent in India. मेरे को भी तभी इतना पता चला जब भी मैंने उनके साथ एपिसोड रिकॉर्ड किया. Similarly with your case, जब we talk about Garba, इतना डिफरेंस मुझे पता नहीं था कि मुंबई और गुजरात के जो गरबा है उसमें इतना डिफरेंसेस आता है. And it's really amazing that our art forms really get appreciated in the foreign country. But do you ever feel that कभी अपने इंडियन आर्ट फॉर्म से इंडिया में इतना अप्रिशिएट नहीं करते हैं लोग, या there is ignorance या ऐसा कुछ है?
Ignorance nahi hai, it's the lack of support. Trust me, being an artist over here in Mumbai is much more easy. If you go anywhere outside Mumbai, in anywhere in India, it's so difficult to be an artist, a dancer, a choreographer. Like, people have least idea. They don't get paid well, they don't get respected, they don't get supported. If I, even in India, in Mumbai, if I create a dance piece in Garbha, a huge dance piece, a 1 hour performance of
Hmm.
Garbha with 20 dancers, and I put up a show, I'm very sure that not more than 100 people will turn up. And I won't be able to do more than 2, 3 performances in India, in Mumbai, because people are not supportive enough to see art forms. Even if you tell the biggest, the there are pieces, there are musicals like Aladdin, which happens in NCPA and everywhere. There are big performers by Disney. Bollywood performances, which happens regularly at NCPA, but it's only the rich community that goes and supports for entertainment purpose. They watch it, but it's not a art form that is supported. If you see any Kathak performances, any Bharatnatyam performances, any classical or folk performances happening in India, which is authentic in India, right? But people won't come and support because
Hmm.
all Indians, and especially in Mumbai, they want entertainment. And art form was not generated to give entertainment. The art form of dancing, the authentic art form, any art, it's not a form of entertainment to anyone. Shouldn't be. If I'm performing something, I it's a part, it's an entertainment. There is an industry of entertainment where you go and perform for entertaining people. But
Hmm.
if I put up a stage show, a theater show, it's not for entertaining people, it's for the art and nothing else. And people don't believe much over here. In Bangalore, there is a lot. If I go to South anywhere, I performed in Bangalore and I have seen tremendous support. People coming to see performances again and again. There are new performers, people coming to support new performers, people coming backstage to meet performers, telling them that thank you for performing for us and it was a treat to watch you all. But in Mumbai, it's big, it's missing a lot. Big time, big time. Abroad
Sad.
there is a lot of support in art.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a sad reality. I mean, that our own art forms are not appreciated so much. Um, and even when I talk about NCPA, I think वहाँ पे शेक्सपियर प्लेस भी होते हैं, right? So, and it is true that people who have such taste are usually the rich class. हमने बाकी सबको तो नेटफ्लिक्स या प्राइम दे दो, वो 99 199 पर मंथ का, दे विल बी हैप्पी टू डू दैट. And I think it also requires a lot of taste to understand such art forms, not only in the Shakespeare play, but even the other art forms. uh, that's true. And loge was itna, people don't take so much of effort to go out of their way to understand any art form. Ke what is the reason behind it, why do people do this xyz thing, iska history kya hai, etc, etc. But can't help it, this is sad. That's a sad reality. Ke people don't take an extra effort to do it.
Exactly. Even if you talk about theater, like today I'm going to see a Shakespeare performance. It's based on a Shakespeare. It's in Prithvik Theater. It's
Ah,
called King Lear. If you have heard King Lear
yes,
Shakespeare,
yes, yes.
so I'm very excited to see. But there are people who invest money to see people perform because they are the artists. We are the
Correct.
artists who wants to know more about art forms, who are hungry enough to see people performing because that's what inspires us. That's
Ins-
what pulls us to go more further. But normal people do not connect with it.
Not
Normal people
correct.
feel that to watch something Shakespeare that they haven't heard or seen before, why will they spend $700 to see a 1 hour show?
Correct.
Yeah,
I think I'll tell you. I think the schools जो होते हैं ना, it plays a major role in shaping what your interest can be in the future. I'll tell you how. I went to an ICSE school. ठीक है, तो हमें तो 8th 9th 10th तीनों साल हमने शेक्सपियर ही पढ़ा है, और वो भी ओरिजिनल
same.
शेक्सपियर लैंग्वेज में. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, हम लोग को हमारा एक ड्रामा कंपटीशन होता था वेयर वी हैड टू परफॉर्म शेक्सपियर प्लेस बट इन नॉर्मल इंग्लिश, रेगुलर इंग्लिश. सो दैट इज वेर इवन द इंटरेस्ट पीक्स कि अच्छा मुझे
Goes
ये
on.
करना है. दैट इज व्हाई आई एम अवेयर ऑफ किंग लेयर, एंड एक्चुअली वी हैव परफॉर्म्ड वन प्ले ऑफ किंग लेयर एज वेल in
Ah,
back in ninth standard, and in eighth standard we had performed Merchant of Venice, which is
Merchant of
very the
Venice.
most famous of Shakespeare's play. तो
Correct.
ये सब हमें पता है, मुझे पता है बिकॉज ये
Of
हमने
course,
किया है स्कूल में.
even I'm
एंड
from ICSC, and
right, so
even we had.
you totally understand this, right? And one of see what happens is after 10th, right, अभी हम दोनों HSC में, if I'm not wrong, and when you come out with these public where people haven't seen or read Shakespeare and plays, to there is an appreciation for art, उन लोगों के साथ जेल करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. लाइक इवन यू वेंट टू एनएम, यू मस्ट हैव रियलाइज्ड कि भाई आजू बाजू में सब के सब एससीए पढ़ रहे हैं, but for someone like you to gel along with them, it was like nearly impossible, and it must have been a really tough time for you as well. I understand that.
Of course, we get into a group where there are dancers, there are actors, there people love to learn or people love to teach or love to perform. There are three categories of people. We come together, form a cultural team, and then throughout the life, that team stays with you.
Right.
Um, but yes, there is a huge difference in performing and teaching also. I haven't seen abroad a choreographer, yes, a teacher who is less than 40 age.
Okay.
People do not believe, either people torture, literally torture. When are you starting your dance classes? Should there? I have a lot of students who wants to learn uh, and stuff. The people are waiting for me to start dance classes. Everyone in the family is like, you have been running here and there. You have been spending money to learn styles. When are you gonna start teaching? But I'm like, why should I start teaching before age of 40?
Hmm.
Before even my body gives up 10%, why should I start teaching? If my body is 100% right now, I'll give it to choreographing, creating, and performing rather than starting to teach what I have learned in my life. Because I don't think so, to be honest, I have even learned 10% of the dance form that I have been doing.
Hmm.
There is a lot more to learn, there is a lot more to create. And right now, if I start teaching, it will all go in a space where only this 10% which I have learned, I'll keep on teaching for the rest of my life. It doesn't make sense for me. So that it's a much understanding for everyone who is going to watch this podcast, and everyone around. Even I try to still today, I try to make my grandfather and grandmother understand of why am I not starting a studio? Why am I not booking a place and starting my own dance? Or why don't I have a company? Why am I a freelancer still? My grandfather still thinks that I'm going to start a job after I finish all my dance forms and everything. My even my mom is sometimes like, are you going to learn and do MBA? So when I had slipped this, I started doing MBA,
Uh-huh.
because a doctor is like, there might be chances that you have to put a,
Give up.
yes, give up on dancing, put a metal inside your spinal cord.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, then will I be able to do dancing? He's like, no. Then I started doing MBA, and I rested for a year or something. Then I could start doing dance again and again. And then I came up that no, I can do dance. After getting a call from NOMS Bangalore, I was like, no, I'm not going to do MBA now.
Wow, you rejected the place where people are desperate to go.
If I had NOMS Mumbai, I might have taken chances to go because I wanted to stay in Mumbai to dance. I didn't want to
Hmm.
go anywhere else. So I was like, no, no chance. I'm going anywhere else, leaving Mumbai.
Wow, wow, that's really a great story, man. Vishrut, great story, great work, I would say. Whatever you're doing, your contribution to art form, to Garba, and your contribution even to Prithvi Theatre today, where you'll be going to watch the Shakespeare play. Thank you, and I really appreciate you doing this with recording the episode with me, and thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you so much, Manan. And really, I loved it today because I came to know today why am I dancing again. It's very easy to go off track when you earn Mumbai. It's very easy to earn for artists, to be honest, who are versatile enough, who knows what their work is, and who knows what do people want and to earn. Okay, so while doing freelancing, uh, I really go off scale of why am I dancing in life, or how much it's needed for me to stop earning and start dancing more again and again. So thank you for reminding that again. And really, I'm super happy that you are doing this podcast. It's one of the things that I would even love to try someday, because today, in within like what 1 hour or 1.5 hour, the amount of knowledge that you have gained and we have shared with each other, if you do it with even 10 people, 10 artists, that the amount of knowledge that you would be having right now is almost into number of podcasts that you have done
That's
in your
true.
life,
That's true.
and
That's true.
quite jealous of it. Quite jealous of it.
No, there's nothing. I mean, I'm glad that I could bring the best, in you, and that is true. The being inviting an artist is always fascinating to me because you never know what they'll bring to the table. Yeah, I am recording this episode with you today. A few days ago, I had recorded an episode with a Kathak dancer. A few days, even before that, I told you I recorded with the international Malkham performer. And you never know what the future holds, what kind of artist will come in the future as well. But artist is something that I personally love having, because there is always not only, I would say, the learning of the art, but there's also a bit of life lessons involved. Kaise log, how people make a living out of something which is not considered to be a real job in India. बाकी जगहों पे होता होगा, but in India it is not prominent. But again, thank you for doing this.